everyone, welcome to Working on It. I'm Dr. A and I'm a clinical psychologist aiming to make your life just a bit more manageable. Remember, the tools and the tidbits that we talk about on this channel are purely educational. They can't replace therapy, but with some practice, they can help you along in your daily life. So let's get started. Today we will be talking about our second mind trick, and it's called catastrophizing. Now, we've talked about thoughts. If you haven't taken a look at the thoughts playlist, please go take a look at it now. We already talked about that our mind sort of has themes of tricks that it plays on us. Now we're just down to figuring out what those tricks are. So one was fortune telling, and catastrophizing is actually under the same umbrella as fortune telling, and that umbrella is anticipating negative outcomes. You're sort of just being like waiting for the other shoe to drop, being like, I know something bad is going to happen, so why bother, right? So we know what fortune telling was. Now, what is catastrophizing? Well, catastrophizing is one of those terms that are a psychological term that sort of slipped into everyday speak. It is happens so often that more and more people became aware of it, and it means that either you think now or in the future, the very, very worst thing is going to happen. It is going to be a catastrophe. Not something that is just in the moment. No, it will ruin your life. You'll be upset. You'll be miserable. What's even the point? It is a catastrophe. Okay? So, let me give you an example from when we were all younger and we were in school. This is a really good one to use as an example because we've all felt this way at one point or another. Let's say you were high achieving. Let's say you wanted a very particular kind of job, a doctor or a lawyer, you wanted to go to this incredible college, okay? That's not the part we could all relate to. But the part that we could all relate to is, let's say that you just flunked a test. Or maybe you didn't even flunk. You got a C or a D. And instead of taking it in stride and saying, you know what, I'm going to do better next time. I got to study more next time. This sucks. Or I'm going to ask for extra credit. What does somebody who catastrophizes do? Well, they take that grade and they say, oh, a D? Great. I'm most likely going to get more D's and F's in this class. And what's even the point in other class? It's not like I'm doing that great in other classes either. I'm just going to keep getting D's and F's. I'm probably going to end up going to community college and not the college I really wanted to go to because I'm not going to have a GPA good enough anyway. And then I'm not going to be able to get the job that I want. I'm just going to work in ShopRite for $9 an hour for the rest of my life bagging groceries. Great. It sounds so silly, slowed down, right? Because this is way slowed down the way that I said it. But if you catastrophize as a habit, if this is one of your greatest hits, like we talked about in the mind tricks video, if this is a theme, you tend to catastrophize or you tend to fortune tell. What I just said very slowly, even though it didn't seem slow, happens in an instant. Something happens to us and we already have played it all out in our mind and have gone to the absolute worst case scenario for us, whatever the worst case scenario is, right? Or let's say you got in a car accident. Instead of being like, ooh, I got to take care of this. All right, well, I got to take care of this now and I got to call my insurance company. And no, somebody who catastrophizes gets in a car accident and says, oh, great, I got in a car accident. My license is probably going to be revoked. I'm going to go broke because I can't afford to fix this. So I'm going to go into credit card debt and then I'm just going to owe the bank so much money and I'm going to get in trouble with the IRS and blah, 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 blah. From a car accident. Again, this is slowed down. But we do this all the time. This fortune telling, this catastrophizing, out of all the most common distortions and errors that I'm going to teach you, these two are at the top of the list. So, what do we do about it? Well, we have to notice in real time, which is really hard when we're doing it. When we something negative happens to us or unfavorable happens to us, we have to be able to catch in real time us going down the rabbit hole. And like I said, it's hard to do because it happens so fast. And the more that you're like, the more that you have a habit of catastrophizing, the more this is one of your greatest hits, the faster it happens, lightning speed, milliseconds. So, what we're going to notice is not when we're catastrophizing at first, when we're trying to catch it, but we're going to notice when we feel like crap. And then I want you to walk it back and say, hold on, what was my mind doing right before this? Right before I started to really feel low or feel bad about myself or feel like life is hopeless because this situation happened to me. What was my mind doing? And then you might be able to say, oh, okay, I see it. I see it. I see what my mind is doing. My mind is doing that catastrophizing thing. I could sort of follow the logic of what my mind laid out for me, but it's just catastrophizing. Catch it, label it as catastrophizing. Because if you don't label it, then guess what? We automatically label it as the truth. Whatever our mind gives us, no matter how absurd it is, especially if we're used to thinking that way, we just accept it as that's our destiny and that's our reality and nobody can tell us different. So try to, when you feel horrible, walk it back. What was my mind thinking? And now you can say, am I doing that catastrophizing thing? Or am I doing the fortune telling thing? Right? Both under the umbrella of anticipating negative outcomes. I'm already anticipating that something bad's going to happen. Is my mind playing that trick on me? And if you can, label it. This is that thing, got it. Or this is that thing, got it. And that takes you away from believing that it's just flat out true. Okay? I post videos every Tuesday and Friday, and in the next video, as dramatic as it sounds, we're going to be talking about how to be more in control of your life. We try to get in control. Most of the time that's misguided. I'm going to teach you what a real way to feel like you're in control of your life, of the things that happen to you in your life. I'm going to teach you some ways to do that and a way to perceive it and to think about it. In the meantime, practice the tools that I talk to you about, that we mull over together, are so much more meaningful if you could actually put them to use. So practice, 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 and come back and see me next time where we're going to be talking about how to be more in control and how to feel more in control of your life. Until then, you got this. See you next time.